Hey there, start here. So I've been working really hard trying to get a, I don't want to say it's like a budget clear, but I wanted to do a clear using Seymour to do a rank 1. And due to my own personal limitation of gear and units, I wasn't able to do it naturally without like exploiting the HP lock bug. The team I'm going to show you can do a rank 1 clear of this boss using the HP lock bug. I'm not going to do that in this clear, but I have stickied an unlisted video link in the comments below showing how to finish out the fight using the HP lock bug starting from turn 5 to the end. So once you get to turn 5 in this vid, if you want to take that opportunity to exploit the HP lock bug, I recommend you just switch over and click that link to follow the rest of the guide, because the rotation is definitely different if you're going to exploit that bug than if you're not. The reason why I'm going to do this one clear not using the bug is because I think this team could still work if you just had better damage dealers or better gear than what I have. Now to explain what I mean here, let's go ahead and get ready and get in here. All right. So here's the team. I wanted to do a Seymour tank clean because I think he's actually very well suited for this fight, and he's widely available. He's a 4-star base that can be NVA awakenable. Very easy to get him to EX3, and so definitely nice for having, you know, an EX3 tank to help out with your EX levels here. Now the core 4 of this team are the first 4 you see. There's those first 4 slots, that being Melissa, Seymour, Sylvie, and Golbez. Those 4 are pretty much hard locked in if you want to follow this strategy. The last 2 are really just for any damage dealers you can fit in there. I brought Tsukiko because I just wanted to use her, and because she is a fairy in her Brave Shift form. That way, when you pass the 50% threshold, you can shift her to her Brave Shift and keep dealing damage, and she'll won't be hindered by that human mitigation. I brought Olive just because she's still a really strong damage dealer. Even with the human mitigation, she's still a powerhouse. But you could definitely do much better if you have non-human damage dealers in those 2 slots, like Lilith, Ibara, both the old and the new one. You could even bring Lunar Festival Cleome. Even though she's a human, she's very, very strong, so you could easily slot her into either one of those 2. Just keep in mind that Tsukiko is also very good at generating morale, so I was able to get 200% morale by turn 4, thanks in large part to Tsukiko, so keep that in mind. But those 2 are definitely swappable if you wish to follow this strategy. Now I'm going to get right in there because anything can happen, so let's just go ahead and get in and see how we do. Alright, first thing we're going to do is we're going to have Golbez do Jet Black Curse, and then double Curse. The reason why we're doing double Curse is because we're going to use a little bit of an old school morale trick here, and we're going to break our own party, because Curse is an AoE full break, and you get morale for breaking. It doesn't matter if it's the boss or your party, you get morale for breaking anything. And so by targeting your own party, it's actually a pretty nice morale bump. So you can see we're sitting pretty much right at even morale. When I'm done doing this, you'll see that the morale gets a nice little boost. So I'm going to tap Golbez to make sure that Jet Black Curse hits the boss, but then I'm going to immediately target one of my party members, and that way the full breaks hits your party. If you're really good at the timing, you'll make sure the first curse hits the boss and the second one hits the party, but for me, I'm just going to try and get it. I'm going to tap my party as soon as possible to make sure that the party gets the breaks. Alright, so target Sylvie. There you go. And look at that nice bump in morale we got from that. So yeah, definitely a nice little morale bump. Now we'll use Melissa to get rid of those. I'm going to use Hasten Recovery because mine is EX2. If your Melissa is not EX2, just use Shared Immunity. It basically does the same thing. It gets rid of your breaks, and it puts up break resistance and gives you elemental resistance across the board. And that's good for morale gen on this fight. But I'm going to use Hasten Recovery because we have it. You don't need to use it for Seymour. He will survive even if you don't have it, so don't worry about that. All right, we'll do Hasten Recovery, we'll do Chronic Flow, and Enchanted Dial Human on Olive, because that does 350 flat morale. Tsukiko will do Blessed Omamori and Double Prayer of Purification for morale fill. Seymour will just do his cover. Sylvie will do Burgeoning Defense, Paladin's Resolve, and Elemental Vines. And Olive will do her LB. So we're going to charge up Olive with 2 LBs and then get ready for an SLB on turn 4. So an EX2 Olive could work here, but after turn 4, we're going to start using her like an EX3. So we're going to use the next SLB as soon as it comes up. So doesn't mean you have to do that. You could still get away with an EX2 Olive on this one. All right, you just have to obviously change her rotation after turn 4. Okay, so now we're going to do Shared Immunity for some morale fill, Minutes of Might for more morale fill, and Abyssal Blessing to start up our Dark Amp. Seymour will summon Anima. Doesn't have to be equipped Seymour. He can, as you can see, he can summon any Esper on the party. Just make sure somebody has Anima equipped, because this is what gives the 30% Dark Amp field for the party. Alright, so now on this turn, Golbez is going to do double Come Shadow Dragon because it does 3, it fills the evocation gauge by 3 for each cast. It won't show it to me, of course, that's alright. You'll see it. And then we'll do another Curse for some more morale there. Okay, and the reason why we're refilling the Esper gauge here is for Tsukiko, so that she can do double Prayer of Purification. Oh, I hate the animation, it's so long. Alright, while we're waiting for him to do that, we're going to go ahead and shift Sylvie. I've got your back on Olive to refill her LB, double Cheerful Paladin Strike for more morale. Olive can go ahead and do her LB. Now Tsukiko can do double Prayer of Purification and Prayer of Protection, all of which is going to greatly increase our morale. There we go. So we're definitely going to hit 200% by the end of next turn, no problem. You see Seymour's tanking it like a champ. Alright, Seymour's going to do his SLB on this turn, mainly for that 60% human mitigation, which is very, very nice. It also does some other mitigations. They're too low to really be useful, but they do increase morale. Alright, Tsukiko can just do triple Prayer of Purification for morale fill on this turn. On this turn, if you had Magic Boost Plus, this would be the time to use it. I don't have it, so I'm just going to do Abyssal Scythe twice and give her powers to Meteor for that whopping 5x mod boost. Alright, Olive is just going to do some of these skills here. I'm going to save Gunner Guardian for later, and we'll do Fire Cannon Fire. That's the last action. Alright, we're going to do Demon Killer to Olive, Clever Paladin Strike for the Sword and Peril for Golbez, and Cheerful Paladin Strike for some more morale. On this turn, we need to do All-Consuming Darkness, not only for the Dark Imbue and Absorb, but also to make sure that the boss's healing factor when he heals is reduced by 50%. We'll then do Shared Immunity for more morale fill, and Enchanted Dial Human on Golbez, right? Because I think... Does she have the Human Killer? Gave it to Olive first, right? Oh no, I haven't given it to anybody yet. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't really matter. I haven't given anybody the Human Killer yet. So you can give it to Olive or Golbez here. We'll give it to Olive, and then we'll give it to Golbez next turn. And there you go, 200% morale, ready to go. All right, ready for the burst turn. So first thing, Sylvie's going to do her brace shifted LB for the buffs and the mod boost to Olive. Olive obviously will do her SLB. Golbez obviously does a Meteor. All right, Tsukiko has the Whipped Cream ability. All right, so you do need that Ayaka Vision card, so you can have that ability if you're going to use Tsukiko the way that I use her here. Otherwise, you know, bring a different DPS unit, someone like Lilith who can chain with Olive. Now another reason why Seymour is really great here is if you give him Aaron Ring, he can quad cast all these black magic skills. These are all innate. He doesn't get any of these from Espers, so he can do fire, ice, or dark, which is perfect for this particular Clash of Wills. So we're going to do dark, quad casted. Melissa's going to do curse control. That way we're still imbued with dark for the next few turns after the amp wears off. Parasol Shield to make sure that Seymour's human mitigation is still up after his wears off. And then Enchanted Dial Human to Golbez. Alright, now the timing on this is, I don't want to really say it's tricky, it's not too bad. You start Golbez first, obviously, because he's got a long windup. You wait a second, and then you tap Olive, followed immediately by Tsukiko and Seymour. Olive should perfect chain with a quad-casted Bolting Strike. And if everyone has fit into the chain, you should get a 104 hit chain. Now, the hope here is that we do not push the 50% threshold. We really want to come up short if we can help it. And this team, you know, even with all the gear that I have, this team normally averages about 2.6, 2.7. And, you know, like a high roll with this team is typically 2.8. If everybody somehow spectacularly rolls super high, which they actually did on the previous recording and I had to stop, they could do over 3 billion, in which case you push the 50% threshold. You really don't want that, especially if you are hoping to exploit the HP lock bug on this battle. You want to come up shy, you want to be like, you know, between 51 and 55% if you can help it. All right, so let's see how we do. Hopefully we don't push the threshold on this one. All right, I think we're safe. Yeah, perfect. There you go. Yeah, like 2.7 on that one. Nice. All right, and one of the reasons why with this team you don't want to push the threshold is because you see the boss just put up 50% mitigation. Okay, it's not enough to keep us from pushing the threshold on this turn. And when you push the threshold, he basically stops his rotation, takes that turn to heal himself, and then you get basically a free turn. And so that's perfect for setting up this team's rotation. If you push the 50% threshold, he would waste that turn, that free turn, and then he would put up his 50% mitigation on turn. On this turn, yeah, and that would really screw everything up. So yeah, basically don't do that. Now, if you're exploiting the HP lock bug, this would be the time to cut away from this video and follow the link that I put in the comments below to follow the fight from here on out. If you're not planning on exploiting the HP lock bug, then continue to see how this team rotation works out to the end. We're probably not going to finish this on, I can almost guarantee you we are not going to finish this fight on turn 10. We will most likely finish it on turn 11. But yeah, just putting that out there, okay? So if you're following the HP lock, switch to the other video at this time. All right, so now all we have to do is push the 50% threshold. So we'll have Olive set up with these skills. We'll use Gunner Guardian this turn, and then Giant Melon Ammo and Dual Summer Shot. Tsukiko and Seymour will just reload and repeat. All right. Sylvie, all right, she'll go ahead and do a Demon Killer on Olive. Actually, wait a minute. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to do... we want to refill her LB as quickly as possible. So we're just going to... Because we don't need the Demon Killer on this turn anyways. We're just pushing 4%. That's fine. We can do that. Golbez is going to go ahead and do Jet Black Curse. So that way, on our big burst turn, we have the bigger Imperil. Okay, and then we'll do... what else? Oh, we'll just hit the boss with Abyssal Scythe, I guess. Okay. Melissa, on this turn, she can do Shared Immunity. We'll do Shelga so that we have the better magic mitigation for Seymour for the rest of the fight, and then Enchanted Dial Human on Olive. Alright. And that should do it for this turn. Yep. Okay. And yeah, we should be able to push the threshold without issue on this turn. Yeah, Olive's dual Summer Shot does more than enough. You should be able to hit it from like 4.6, that's like 8%. So like you should be able to hit it from like 58%. So as long as you're below 58, which honestly, I think 58% is where you land if you hit the damage cap. So as long as you hit the damage cap, you should be fine. Which obviously, if you didn't hit the damage cap, you would quit the fight anyways. Okay, so now on this turn, the boss still has one turn of mitigation left, but it's perfect because it allows everybody to set everything back up. So on this turn, we will just... we're going to go ahead and shift Tsukiko, because now the boss has human mitigation, and she's a fairy in Brave Shift. So we're going to go ahead and switch her now. Blessed Omamori, Karma for the breaks, Karma Firestorm to hit the boss with a weak element. Seymour is going to just do his cover, so his cover is active for the rest of the fight. Melissa is going to Kiraga. We'll do Enchanted Dial Human on Olive and start a new dark ramp so that that's ready. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. Alright, and you want to heal up Seymour a bit here. We're also going to use the morale skill for the 80% general mitigation. Alright, because you really do not want him to die on this turn if you can help it. Alright, so we're actually even going to bring Sylvie back. We're going to do Compassionate Knight, Paladin's Resolve, and let's do another Compassionate Knight. That way we make sure Golbez is full for next turn. Okay. And Olive will just set up. Actually, she doesn't even need to do all this stuff. All she has to do is Fire Cannon Fire. But for the morale fill, we'll do it anyways. Alright, Fire Cannon Fire. Actually, you know what? No, never mind. I'm doing this completely wrong. Sorry, I'm leading you astray. I've got two different turn charts that I'm in my head that I'm batting around. We want to go and do Demon Killer on Olive, because she's going to do her SLB next turn. And then we're going to do double Caring Paladin Strike to help Seymour get a bit more HP on this one. Okay, and yeah, that's what we want to do, because then we're going to use her Brave Shifted LB next turn. Okay, Seymour does need a bit of HP to survive this one, because we're going to get the 3 single target magic attacks that are pretty strong. Now, Sylvia's provoking so that Seymour jumps out in front for cover. He's also wearing Midsummer Boater's hat for a form of guts, so that he will, if the third hit, usually the first 2 hits aren't too bad, it's the third one that really hurts, and that one could potentially kill him, so you want to make sure he uses his guts if he needs it. Alright, and what we'll do is we'll just have Golbez do a double Osmose and give your power to Meteor. Obviously, your rotation might change a little bit here if you had Magic Boost Plus, because then you might want Sylvie to instead focus on refilling his MP. But since I don't have it, this is the way that I have to do it. Okay. There you go. Yes, that last one hurts, but thanks to Guts, he's still kicking. He also has re-raise on him, so if he did die, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But then he loses his cover, which kind of sucks for turn 9. All right. So now we're ready for another burst. All right. Melissa, we gave her the human, right? Okay, so we're going to give Golbez the human killer this time. So we'll do Seconds of Support to Olive for the mod boost, human killer to Golbez, and Uncontrollable Darkness to imbue the boss, because we're going to take the physical attacks on this turn. Alright, Sylvie will do her Brave Shifted LB. Alright, Seymour is going to quad Darkra. Tsukiko will do Whip Green. Alright. And this burst will look just like the one on turn 4. Alright? Nothing different. But Tsukiko's a fairy now, so she doesn't suffer any damage loss. Okay, let's see how we do. Alright, the boss shouldn't have any... Yep. So all that's gone. Oh no. I totally forgot to do Golbez's... knew I was forgetting something. Yep, he was supposed to do that last turn, wasn't he? Well, that's a bit of a pickle, isn't it? Yep, because he was supposed to do that for the... Oh gosh, that's funny. Alright. Well, this clear isn't going to go as intended, but yeah. So you were supposed to do his SLB last turn. I'll make sure it's correct in the turn chart. Anyways, like I said, this isn't going to get us a rank 1 clear anyways. This is just demonstrating how to get Seymour through a fight. Okay? So, yeah, we'll try and include, I guess we'll try and include this in the chain anyways, because I think it has bolting strike chains, doesn't it? Yeah. Alright. So we'll have to send him first, which we would anyways with Meteor, and then we'll do Olive and Tsukiko and Seymour. Alright. What a mess. So obviously we hope to be a little bit better. Normally I do like 1.4 on that turn with Golbez dropping Meteors, but it is what it is. Alright, and basically, yeah, basically from here, alright, we'll give Poach Demon to Golbez. Normally, Sylvie's counters would refill Golbez's MP, so we normally don't have to worry about that. Alright, we're going to do the Sword Imperil, and we'll do Clever Paladin Strike. Alright, and then we're going to do, so we have our 100% amp, so we're going to go ahead and take advantage of the Fire Cannon Fire for her dual Summer Shot on this one, because you want to take advantage of that 100% Dark Amp on this turn. Alright, these guys basically rinse and repeat. Golbez drops a meteor. Alright. We'll give Human Killer to Olive. We'll do Minutes of Might. And I don't think we, what else? Really need to do anything else on this turn, do we? Yep, we'll just do that for the morale fill. Seymour's got full, he's got full, he should be good to go. Because this turn the boss is just going to do the AoE gravity attack anyways. Okay, let's see how we do. Hopefully we do well. Whoop. That actually wasn't too bad. Yeah, there's the 1.4. It would have been nice to get one of those last turn. Yeah, but that turn we also had the 150% Imperil, because that kicked in from the Jet Black Curse that we sent off on turn 5. Alright, so we need to use our Haste and Recovery on this turn. We need to do Curse Control to re-imbue ourselves. And we'll do an Enchanted Dial Human on... actually, no, wait, Golbez still has it, doesn't he? Oh, no, he needs it. Perfect. So, Enchanted Dial Human on Golbez. From here on out, we're just going to basically drop bombs. Alright? So, Triple Compassionate Knight to refill Golbez. Make sure you do that after you've done Haste and Recovery to refill Seymour. Okay, we're also going to do the Impervious Will for the 80% mitigation again. We'll refill using the morale so that Golbez has a full MP. Alright, and we're just going to rinse. We're just going to hit reload. Yep. Olive will do... Alright, because we're going to do... So, since our Dual Summer Shot doesn't have the nice boosted mod, we're going to kind of do this a little, let's say a little janky, and we'll do those 4 skills and then end on a giant melon ammo so that she can have the mag store for her SLB next turn. Okay, we'll go ahead and do Defense and Spirit and attack and mag buffs as well. Alright, now 18% is definitely too far away for me to comfortably, yeah, that's okay if that happens. Everyone's got re-raise. Fully expected for that to happen. It's not a big deal. Okay. Alright, what we'll do, gotta do Indartga to re-imbue. Thankfully, Olive has guts, so she doesn't lose her mag store. Alright, we'll do Parasol Shield for another form of re-raise, and Enchanted Dial Human on Olive, because I believe she needs it, right? Yeah. Okay. Alright, we'll refill Golbez again. Alright, now Seymour doesn't have cover anymore because he died, which means Sylvie's going to take the single target magic attacks and probably kick the bucket on this turn. As long as he doesn't kill anybody else, we should still be able to finish on turn 11 without issue. We'll need to shift Tsukiko, whipped cream, alright, Golbez obviously drops a bomb. Let's finish refreshing. Okay. Should be ready to go here. Yep. Alright. That's as good as it's gonna get. And let's don't forget our attack and mag buff. Alright, and so we'll probably get them down to like somewhere between 5 and 7. That's typically where I land with this team on turn 10, pretty consistently. Alright, so let's see how we do. Yep, pretty typical. 6%. Not surprised. Not surprised. All right, and again, it's okay if people die. All right, we're just gonna re-imbue. All right, Sylvie will just once again fill up Golbez, and this should finish the fight here. All right, basically same thing we did last time. In Dark, Enchanted Doll Human on, we'll put it on Golbez this time. And doesn't really matter, shared immunity, I guess. And reload and repeat those guys. Olive will do all of her usual. Oh, she's got Gunner Guardian again. Alright, let's use that. Gunner Guardian, Fire Cannon, Fire, and Dual Summer Shot. Alright, don't forget your attack and mag buffs. And this should close out the fight. Yep, he was dead before Olive even got her shot off. So, yep. Let's see how much we did. Oh, wow, 791 yet. So that would easily clear out from like 12% health right there. So, yeah. Obviously not a rank 1 clear because it took an extra turn to get it done. But like I said, if you follow the rotation for the core 4 there, just making sure you fix that one mistake that I did. Make sure you use Golbez's SLB on turn 6, which I did not do. Whoopsie daisy. Then, yeah, that's basically the rotation as it goes. As you can see, obviously Olive and Golbez carrying the fight. Tsukiko definitely coming in handy though on this one. All right, so it's not a rank 1, but if you follow the HP lock bug exploit that I did in the video that I linked in the comments below, that should help get you there. But I just wanted to put this out there just as a show of another tank strategy, really, more than anything, just like how to use Seymour as a tank in this one. So let's take a look at the gear real quick. All right. So Melissa is basically just here for morale fill. Obsidian Bracer because you don't have any other form of breaks at the beginning unless you're really good and you know you're able to do one curse on the boss and the other one on your party like I showed you. She has Wilk's card and she's dual wielding so that it procs twice for 7 morale per turn. Might not be necessary depending on your team and how strong they are. Okay. But that's pretty much it. Phoenix Energy, Priest Vengeance for some extra morale fill on the turns where we take the AoE physicals. And yeah, all right, that's pretty much it for her. She doesn't really need too much. Seymour, you know, just standard bulk. Definitely give him the Fiendish Armor ++ for that demon mitigation. It does 25% demon mitigation, which is very, very nice. Okay, definitely put that on him. Midsummer Voter, that's for the guts, which we needed on turn 6, I want to say. I think it was turn 6 we needed the guts. We needed on one of those turns, it was important. All right, but yeah, one form of guts at least. And then just standard bulk gear. I gave him Power Cut card, but any tank card that you have that can give him good HP and spirit will be fine in that slot. Okay. So Sylvie, she's got the Empress's Rod and the Treasure Memorial Ring in her normal form for that turn 1 morale fill. It really helps get the party started. Dancer's Diadem for the provoke. Otherwise, if you don't have that, obviously just make her passive provoke somehow. Okay. Luminous Clothes is for LB fill because you want to get her LB up and running as much as possible. Call of the Wild for any time you shift her. That gives you an extra 8 LB fill every turn. I gave her Melissa's card for the 4 LB, or sorry, the 4 morale every turn. In her Brave Shift form, double Blizzard Orb, because you want to make sure she gets as many counters as possible on, I believe it's turn 7. You want her to counter as much as possible to refill Golbez's MP, so you don't have to use her MP fill. All right. Other than that, yeah, just lots of LB fill gear. Okay. Golbez, obviously with Dark Vision Sword, obviously need his Curse upgraded armor so that you can use Jet Black Curse. Magister's Ring, that's just for the chain cap up. Emil's Head for a high mag helm. Circlet is useful for capping off his mag TDH, and then just cap off his killers. Obviously I'm using Dazzling Demoness here. If you don't have it, then hopefully your damage dealers are strong enough to make up for it. 300% Demon Human Killer, and he's good to go. That's it. Tsukiko in her normal form, just built for high mag and killers. She innately hits 300% Demon Killer in her normal form, which is nice, so you only have to worry about Human Killer. It makes her very, very easy to build. Obviously, Ayaka's card is very, very important here for that quad casting ability. If you don't have Ayaka's Vision card, you can use Tsukiko's Bolting Strike chaining abilities, but they are all elementally locked, which is not as good. You can go fire, you can use fire with her, but it's going to reduce her damage output. So if you don't have Ayaka's Vision card, I would suggest replacing Tsukiko with a different damage dealer. And you know, that's just one option there. In her Brave Shift form, again, you have to build her for killers because she doesn't have the same killers in her Brave Shift form, because her Brave Shift form is supposed to be for evocation damage. So gearing her for killers is a little more difficult. She's only 275 demon, 250 human in this form, but that's the best that I could do. Maybe you can do better. Maybe you got better gear, and that could potentially turn the tide for you. And then, yeah, so, oh yeah, she's capped in her normal form. Easy peasy. Okay. Yeah, Olive gets all the best gear. All right. So all the Clash of Wills gear. Like I said, this is not a cheap clear by any means for your damage dealers. But this is what I used to get it done. Cap off her killers. Use the special step-up card from Ayaka's step-up banner for the 100% Demon Killer to make sure she's capped on Demon, Human, and LB damage. Okay. And that's it. All right. So that's the team gear. Hopefully it was helpful to you. At least it's just like a guide to show you how to use Seymour as a tank. Or if you want to use the HP lock bug, maybe it could get you your very own rank 1 using this exact team. But thank you, whatever you guys end up using, thank you guys so much for following me and for supporting me, and I will see you on the other side.